Well, it's Women's History Month, of course, and the female leader who inspires me is Junko Taibei. She's from Japan. She was the first woman to ever summit Mount Everest. She summited in 1975. She was completely buried in an avalanche about 12 days before she reached the summit, and it took an entire team of Sherpas to dig her out. But still, even after getting buried, when she felt completely beat up and in pain and could barely stand, she still persevered and made it to the top. And I just think there's so much to be said for grit, perseverance, and the ability to keep going even when you think that you can't.
Hi, my name is Major General Retired Brian Watson. And as we pause during the year to really celebrate the inspiration that we have gotten from women in our country, in our nation, in our lives, I'd like to take a few moments to talk about somebody that inspired me, and that's Colonel Retired Laura Loftus. Now I'm going to warn you that this has a bad start, but a good finish. You see, Laura and I first crossed paths when I was training out at our National Training Center. This is where a unit goes and you get put through a test and you have a professional coach. And I'll be honest, I was somebody who probably thought that women didn't have a place in my profession. And Laura was assigned to be my coach in this pressure cooker that we put units through. And I reacted badly. But during that rotation, during that training exercise, I learned just what an incredible professional she was, how competent she was. And to be honest, the way that she eclipsed my own abilities as a leader and as a member of our profession. The scales fell off my eyes, and I can't tell you the impact that had over the rest of my career and how I saw my fellow professionals who just happened to be women in the Army. You know, she went on to command. She was the first woman to command a combat engineer battalion and to do so in combat in Iraq. So she was recognized that she was just this amazing leader. When she retired, we were both stationed in Germany, and it was my honor to kind of come full circle and award her with the Army Engineer Association's Silver de Fleury, which we give to only a small percentage of people for their professional excellence in the way that they have given of self to nation. And when I hung that on her, it had to have been one of my proudest moments. So Laura Loftus, Colonel Retired, you were the one that inspired me. Thanks.
So, a woman leader I admire is Brigadier General Retired Becky Halstead. She is an intentional leader, and she is deliberate about the way in which she develops future leaders. She's leaving a legacy. Brigadier General Retired Becky Halstead, a woman that I admire.
Hi, my name is Todd Geil, and I'd like to talk with you about an inspiring female leader I've had an opportunity to work with here at Thayer. And actually, this occurred about 25 years ago when I was teaching in the Department of Physical Education at West Point. I was teaching a class called Close Quarters Combat, and in the class, I had a young woman who was very fit, very good at the class, and I was running an intense warm-up, which was normal. And I said something meant to be a compliment towards this young lady. She took it the wrong way and kind of shut down and really stopped working through the class. And after class, I went back to my boss at the time, who was then Lieutenant Colonel Maureen LaBeouf. I explained the situation to her. She didn't give me a hard time. She said, "This is what you need to do. Next time you're in class, go back and explain the situation in this way," which I did. I was very well received, and she asked me then afterwards how it went. I told her, and I learned a number of things. One, how to give good feedback, how to right a wrong, and most importantly, how to help people become better versions of themselves. So, to the inspirational leader of Maureen LaBeouf, thank you very much. The inspirational woman leader I'd like to recognize is Colonel retired Pilar Mcdermott. Pilar is a classmate and friend. She's an inspirational leader from her time as a cadet, through her time in the military, through her current leading sessions here at Thayer. And Pilar inspires through her knowledge. She inspires through her pragmatic experience. But mostly, I think she inspires through her keen sense of humor. So Pilar, thank you for being an inspirational woman leader, and courage never quits.
Throughout my Army career, I was often asked, who are your heroes? Who are your mentors? Today I want to share with you one of the women in history whose story significantly impacted my life when I watched a movie about her life in 1971 called The Hiding Place. Her name? Corrie ten Boom. She was the first woman watchmaker in Holland. Now, why was her story so impactful on my life? You see, Corrie and her family, they set aside status and riches to serve and to protect others in World War II. They did so by hiding Jewish men and women in their home from the notorious Nazi forces. Corrie, her father, and several siblings were arrested for doing so, and they were sent to concentration camps. Corrie was the only survivor of her family, and she was released because of a technicality just one day prior to all the women her age being killed in the camps. She dedicated the rest of her life until she died at the age of 91 doing this, serving others, sharing her profound faith, her fears, and her freedom with others. In 2003, I had the privilege of visiting her home in Holland, and I purchased this pocket watch. Simple, but meaningful. And I carried this pocket watch with me into combat from 2005 to 2006 in Iraq. And in 2007, while I was meeting with my military counterparts in the Israeli Defense Force in Jerusalem, I had the opportunity to share Corrie's story with the Israeli soldiers. And I did so at the base of a tree that was planted in her honor at their Holocaust Museum. I hope this quick story of Corrie ten Boom might bring you a renewed meaning for the importance of why we celebrate Women's History Month.